Bonjour tout le monde. We are going to do les verbes that end in IR. So, a little bit heavier when it just comes about verb conjugation, but not too complicated. So unlike verbs ending in ER and RE that you've studied in chapitre 3 and 5, those ending in IR, such as dormir, have two verb stems, one for the singular form and another for the plural form. The plural forms retain the consonant before the IR ending of the infinitive. So, dormir, which means to sleep, this is a good verb to know. Je dors, tu dors, il, elle dort, nous dormons, vous dormez. Oh, well, that's not very helpful. There you go. Il, elle dorme. Okay, so I sleep. You sleep, he, she sleeps. So this is a singular side, D-O-R. On this side, it keeps the M, dormons, dormez, dorm. Okay, so we sleep, you sleep, they sleep. Je dors avec mon chat. I sleep with my cat. Le chat dort pour 18 heures chaque jour. So the cat sleeps 18 hours a day. Plus ou moins. Okay, so this is your verb dormir, and that means to sleep. So note on the left-hand side, you just drop the R and you add the S or a T. And on the plural side of the third person, you keep the M. So it's a little bit different. So, tu dors bien la nuit? What do you think that means? Tu dors bien la nuit? Moi, je dors bien. Do you sleep well at night? Tu dors bien. Do you sleep well at night? So if I didn't sleep well, I'd say je dors mal. Dormez-vous chez nous ce soir? Dormez-vous chez nous ce soir? Obviously makes me want to break out into the most famous song, Voulez-vous coucher avec moi ce soir? So that's a little bit different because I'm saying voulez-vous, do you want? Coucher means to spend, right? Dormez is to sleep. So dormez-vous chez nous ce soir? Are you sleeping at our house tonight? Dormez-vous chez nous ce soir? So there are more verbs that are conjugated like dormir, mentir, which means to lie, partir, which means to leave or to part, and sentir, which means to feel. So, don't pay attention to my subject pronouns. Okay, so why I changed these? Je, tu, il, elle. You guys can start copying. But the same thing happens where it kind of keeps the verb in the third person plurals, right? Where you keep the T. So mentons, mente. Also, for those of you that have never taken Spanish, you kind of can see how they're a little bit similar with their subject pronoun. So vosotros would be vous. Or maybe some of you that have had Spanish feel better because you actually, feel more confident in that. And usually the language that you learn second after the first language that you learn, not your native language, is even more tricky because in your head first you have, for me, I learned French after Spanish. And so anytime I can't think of something, Spanish words immediately fill my head, or Spanish words just fly out of my mouth in place of the French words. So you're going to find that it can be a little bit more tricky, and you're going to often think of the language that you learned first when you're looking or searching for those words. And there's nothing wrong with that. That's how you get to where you need to be, and how, if you do a Romance language, that they're very similar and that you can definitely learn something from them. So sorry if that messed up your copying. So, je mens, tu mens, il ment, nous mentons, vous mentez, il, elle ment. Je pars, tu pars, il, elle part, partons, vous partez, il, elle part, je sens, tu sens, il, elle sent, s'entend, sentait, sent. Okay, so remember, I'm sorry, goodness gracious. Mentir is to lie, partir is to leave, and sentir is to feel. Je me sens mal aujourd'hui. I feel bad today. I don't. I just was saying that. Je sens bien. I feel well today. So 4 verbs that end in IR. And note that this is the pattern that they follow. So they do follow a pattern. Of course, there's always going to be irregulars. But these ones are specifically, I just want to reiterate this. I didn't know I have to go so far back, sorry. You know, the one for the singular forms and another for the plural forms. There are other I verbs that don't have this ending per se, like finir. It's like a whole thing. Or choisir. So not all I verbs is what I wanted to reiterate so that you wouldn't make that mistake. But the verb sortir has a number of English equivalents. So this one was not on your list. Sortir means to leave. So it would be the same thing. S-O-R-S, S-O-R-T. I just was going to look at something, sorry. So je sors avec mes amis. The verb sortir has a number of English equivalents, so depending on context. So what do you think that means? So sortir means to leave or to go out. Je sors avec mes amis. I'm going out with my friends. Elle sort un livre dans son sac. Elle sort un livre dans son sac. She goes out a book from her bag. She, I'm trying to lead you there. She's taking a book from her bag, right? So sortir in this context, she's making the book leave the bag. Il sort de la maison. Il sort de la maison. They're coming out of the house. They're coming out of the house. Tu sors de la voiture. Tu sors de la voiture. Are you getting out of the car? To say that one is leaving on a certain day or at a certain time, the verb partir is used. But to say that one is leaving a particular location or person, the verb is quitter, a regular ER verb. So again, this is depending on context. But if you're talking about a certain time, you're going to use partir. Il part à 7 heures, right? He's leaving at 7 o'clock. But if it's saying you're leaving a particular location or a person, il quitte sa maison, or il quitte sa femme. He's leaving his house. He's leaving his wife. And quitter means almost to quit something. So you'd probably say, je quitte fumer. I'm leaving smoking. I'm quitting smoking. That's how you would say that. So you guys just have, I think, 11 sentences. Go ahead and do the conjugation, and we'll come back and go over those answers. And so nothing too complicated, just really practicing with this IR format. So numéro 1, Il dort comme un roi. He sleeps like a lion. Normalement, je dors bien. Normally, I sleep well. Oh, tu pars? I'm missing half of my sentence. Le train pour Londres part à quelle heure? So the train for London leaves at what time? Parts at what time? Il part 5 minutes de quai numéro 5. It leaves in 5 minutes from queue or I always just call it a quai. Numéro 5, platform number 5. Numéro 6, il sort de la maison. Vous sortez de la voiture. Numéro 8, dormez-vous chez nous ce soir? Elle part à 9 heures. Vous mentez. You lie. Oh, this was supposed to be mentir as well. Il ment comme il respire, which means he lies like he breathes, meaning he's, what's the word for it when you just lie all the time? I can't think of it. But he lies like he breathes is a way to say that he's just lying all the time. Okay, so really short, easy lesson today on IR verbs. We actually only have one more grammar lesson left. So we have made it. So again, I just want to really reiterate, like now is the time to get a hold of me. There's not many weeks left in the semester, and at some point your time's going to run out. And so if you need to reconcile something, if you need to use your communication skills, now is the time to do it. On y va. I'll see you again.